Hello everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. It is finally November, my first November video, heading into Christmas season. We're going. For this week's video, I have a finish to show. I have progress on some of my other cross-stitch projects, and I also am going to be talking about my plans for the month of November. Now that I don't have any goal, what am I going to do? So I'm going to start off with talking about where I was the project that I worked on after my last video. So my last video was out on Sunday morning, and Sunday is for Game of Thrones stitching, so I worked on Game of Thrones by Tilton Crafts, and I will insert pictures here of where I was last week. So this is where I am now. It was I think about 500 stitches again. That seems to be about how many stitches I can do on it in a week, or on the one day that I work on it. And this is on 28 count even weave, 1/1 full cross. And let's see, I'm trying to think. So this diagonal here technically started working onto page 2, and the bottom there is the end of page 1, so then I'll be going into the page below. And I counted, and I think that there's 4 or 5 more diagonals until I get to the top of Littlefinger's head. So I just need to get those 4 or 5 more diagonals done, and then I'll be at Littlefinger. That's exciting. So I'm stitching this diagonally using Pattern Keeper. It's in, I'm stitching it in rows of 10 diagonal, and I'm doing cross country in the diagonal of 10. So I'll work on one color through the whole diagonal, then I'll park it into the next diagonal, and then I will start another color, and then just keep doing it like that, color by color in the diagonal. That's Game of Thrones. I'll be working on it. I'm filming this Saturday night, so I'll be working on this again tomorrow. So, looking forward to that. And then, after my Game of Thrones Sunday, I was able to work on the toy box by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'll insert the picture of where it was last week over here. And I got my finish. I was so excited. So excited. So, I posted this on Instagram, so you may have already seen this, but this is the toy box, completely finished. It's 169,200 stitches. I stitched this on a 28 count even weave 2/1 tent stitch, and here she is. I'm so excited. I started this in October of 2012, which was 7 years ago now, which is crazy, but I did take a 3-year break in there where I wasn't really cross-stitching very much at all because I had 2 kids in that time period. I had 1 kid when I started this in 2012, and I now have 3 kids, so that slowed me down a lot. But this is where I am on it. Finished. It's done in time for Christmas. And I will also say, as I have seen people in the cross-stitching groups talking about the gridding pens and whether or not they'll come out if they're left in for an extended period of time. I gridded the first page in 2012. The grid lines completely came out. You do not see any lines around there. So 7 years that marker was left in there, and it still came out. I was impressed. I was a little worried when I went to wash it. A little scared. So after I finished that, I was kind of not really sure what to do, and so what did I work on? I have a project that does not hold out right now. I need to find it. Hold, please. Okay, it's right here. I decided that because it was almost Halloween, because I finished that Tuesday, Halloween was on Thursday, so I had a couple days until Halloween. I'll insert pictures and stuff of before and afters over here. But I decided I would work on my Nightmare Before Christmas pattern, which is from Etsy. I do not remember the name of the store, but I will have it linked down below. And here's where I got to on that. I will say that I did not really stitch much the days that I worked on it because I was kind of tired from all the stitching I did on the toy box. I think in the Monday and Tuesday, the last 2 days that I worked on the toy box, I think it was almost 3,000 stitches in those 2 days. It was a lot. It was extreme, but I wanted to finish it. Anyways, so this is Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm trying to think. Oh, This is on fabric I dyed myself. It's not really showing up very accurate here, but it's a 22 count, and I'm stitching this 2/1 full cross because the coverage with black with one strand was not very good, even though the 2 strands is kind of bulky, but it's fine. We will deal with it. And yeah, so I worked most of it in this outside border thing because I want to get the outside border area more done, so it's like framed in, plus borders are kind of boring, so I like to get boring parts of charts done first so that I can do the exciting stuff later, but that's just the way that I do it. So I did that. I'll put that back in the bag because I'm done with that for now. And then on Halloween night, when I was out trick-or-treating, I got the email from Tiny Modernist that part 3 of the Christmas stitch along was out, so I was like, yay, that is perfect, and now I can jump right into Christmas. So I started working on part 3 of the Christmas Village stitch along from Tiny Modernist. I'll insert the picture of where it was, but basically part 2 was finished, part 3 wasn't started, so here's where I got to on part 3. I am stitching this on Picture This Plus, that's 18 count in the color Herald, and I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross. And the words say, race around the meadows with holiday cheer, and the whole scene is going to be, there's a lady that is pulling a sled with a child on it, and then there's 2 kids building a snowman, and it's just super cute. So that is where I am on that. I will keep working on this a little bit. I like to work on this type of project in the morning when like my kids are getting ready for school. They go to school at different times. One of them starts at 7:40 and then the other one starts at 8:55. So there's like a break where like I take one, I have to wait at home, and then I take the other one later. And so I like something like this that's easy to pick up and stitch on while we're doing that. So I'll keep on picking at it like that. And then my car project, which is Templar Prophecy by Long Dog Samplers. And I will insert where it was last week here. And this is where it is now. I worked a little bit on the dragon, but mostly I've been working on this part because I want to get to the bottom of page 1. So I'm close to the bottom. I think there's like 20-ish more rows until I get to the bottom, which isn't too bad. And this is being stitched 1/1 full cross on 22 count fabric that I dyed myself, and I'm using DMC 666. So there is that. I know Long Dog Samplers on Facebook has been dropping hints about another chart that they are going to be releasing. I don't know. I have to wait and see what it looks like when it comes out. Will I love it? Will I need to buy it? We will see. But so that's what I worked on. My plans for November is I decided that I'm not going to set like one goal piece for myself for right now. I want to take a break from goals because earlier in the year I did Death by Cross Stitch. I had the goal to finish that. And then obviously the toy box, I had the goal. I don't want to do any goals for November. I don't know how much stitching I'll be able to do in November. There's like Thanksgiving. My sister is coming from Colorado. My cross-stitching sister is coming from Colorado. That is exciting for Thanksgiving weekend, so there probably won't be a lot of stitching then. We'll just be talking about cross-stitch all weekend, and my family will be like, why are they talking about cross-stitch all the time? They don't get it. But, so, my plan going forward is I'm going to use the decision wheel to decide my projects with a 3-day rotation. So my plan for a week will be that I will have a project that I work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I will have a project that I work on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but then I'm going to continue doing Game of Thrones Sunday where I stitch on Game of Thrones. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spin the wheel on this to pick my projects for the week. So I'm going to spin and pick the projects during my videos so that you guys can see what I'm going to be stitching on for Monday and then for Thursday. So we will get it going. I don't know how well you will be able to see, but hopefully. And also I will say I have new starts on here. So I have Dear Alice on there, which I haven't started. I have my Alice Mirabilia, which I haven't started. I have Sailor Moon, which I haven't started. And there is also Rainbow Basin, which I haven't started. So there could be new starts. So what will it be? Project for Monday. I was gonna write this down so I don't forget. Is Eternal Promise. So that is a supersize max color chart from Heaven and Earth Designs. That is by Matt Stewart. After I do my next spin for my Thursday chart, I have all my projects over here so I can pull them out and show you where I am at the beginning of the week. So, second project is Templar Prophecy by Long Dog Samplers, which I just showed. So that one is actually going to get 3 days instead of being in the car. Yay. So the only one that I need to pull out is Eternal Promise, which I showed it in a video a couple weeks ago, so it hasn't been that long. Where is it? Watch It Be Gone. I think it's this one. Yes. So Eternal Promise, supersize, max color. Like I said, it's a Matt Stewart chart, and it is like a Lord of the Rings design. I will have the picture inserted of what it will look like when it's finished. And this is where I am now. I am stitching this on 28 count. I think this is easy count with the gray lines. Pretty sure it's easy count. And I'm doing it 1/1 full cross. And this is page 2 that I'm working on, which I said I wanted to get page 2 finished. So hopefully I can make some good progress on that when I start working on that on Monday. So there's that. And then Thursday will be Templar Prophecy. So hopefully I can get page 1 knocked out when it's out for that. So that is my plan for this week. And I will see you all next week when I come back to do an update. I hope everyone had a good Halloween if you celebrate Halloween. And I hope that you are having a good beginning of Christmas season. Okay, I won't call it Christmas season. But I hope everyone is doing good, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.